Today, I'm going to be sharing my top tips for lonely solo girl bushcrafting. And I'm feeling pretty lonely, so let's get to it. So first, you have to build a fire because it really adds to the lonely solo vibes, and people seem to really like it. This tree looks lonely, like my heart. So it's important to stay as warm as possible. Warm up by the fire for a while before you put on your proper solo lonely girl bushcraft attire, because if you get too cold, you might get grumpy, and nobody likes solo grumpy bushcraft girl. So warm up first. So now that we're in our proper lonely girl bushcraft attire, let's start surviving. Even though it's -1 out right now, trust me, it's gonna be worth it. And don't forget to pose for your thumbnail. So it helps if you really gaze into the fire and look alone and lonely. Maybe add some wood to the fire every once in a while, and tears. Yeah, maybe that's too much. But make it your own. Once you've got your thumbnail, if you're too cold, you can put your clothes on, because the thumbnail is the most important thing, so you're good. So now that I've sacrificed my body heat for the thumbnail, the next essential survival item is a specialty coffee to warm back up again. Just root around in there until you find the useful items. Oh look, a pot. Survival Americano. I just feel so alive, so lonely. If you want to get your hands on this essential survival item, you can use the link in the description below and code Misty for 10% off. So when you're surviving solo in the wild and adventuring away from your fire, you need to take provisions. And it's important that you ration your provisions. So this is the only provisions that I have with me, so I have to make it last. So make sure you portion it correctly. I don't really think this is the right tool for the job. Whoopsies. It's also important to make an offering back to the earth, so that'll just stay there. So let's portion up what we have left. It's important to make your food last as long as possible because you just don't know, when your handsome mountain man might come along and rescue you. Could be here a while. Surviving. Alone. And lonely. Well, I ate all the chocolate already, so I'm just feeling so lonely. So when you're out in the wilderness, alone and solo and lonely, it's really important that you always look your best. So my final survival item is makeup. So charcoal from the fire is surprisingly effective and also detoxifying for the skin. Hashtag survival. Hashtag bushcraft. Hashtag Lord of the Flies. Hashtag So my final top number 1 or number 2 survival item is toilet paper. Ladies, this is going to allow you to survive in much higher levels of comfort and coziness as you endure and survive alone and lonely in the wild. So that's all for my list of essential solo girl bushcraft items for survival. Stay lonely out there. Ooh. Ouch, my ribs. Allow you to survive. Oh my God.